Autumn is here, the rain is here, the hoodie's back. It's the last day of September today, and tomorrow is October. October for us in the crypto sphere, and it all kicks off tomorrow. But actually, it has already kicked off, because I don't know if you've been looking at the charts, but you can see that some of these altcoins are starting to make a move. I told you I've sort of maxed out my portfolio. I mean, I say that, but I'm still sort of occasionally dollar cost averaging into XRP. When my leverage trading gets a win, I take the juice from that and I pump it straight into my favorite tokens, right? Anyhow, so October, what do we expect? Well, I'm a little bit wary, if I'm being honest with you. I'm a little bit skeptical and wary and reluctant, etc. Why? Because this year has been a little bit different to the previous years, okay? And it made me ask the question, well, what if October doesn't happen? Then what? The reason why I say that is, well, this year, some weird things have happened already. First of all, we've had a Bitcoin all-time high way sooner than we should have. We know why it happened, kind of, the ETFs, right? But the same forces that were involved in the ETFs are still active right now, and they're behaving strangely. For instance, Ethereum ETF. Why isn't that pumping? Why hasn't that pumped Ethereum? A friend of mine went in heavy into Ethereum just before the ETF announcement, right? I mean, it pumped a little bit in the past couple of days, but nothing to do specifically with the ETF. Rather just the, same altcoin pump that, we saw with Cardano, with Solana, any of those guys, right? So it hasn't done anything particularly different. And nothing ETF specific for sure. So what's going on with that? Someone said it had something to do with the Shanghai update, and people waiting to be able to take out some of the ETH that they have, and people selling, etc. There's a lot of speculation. I'll do a separate video actually on the Shanghai update. I have an interesting insight on that. But, why hasn't it happened? No pump. So that's strange. Another strange thing is the meme coin sort of episode that we had earlier this year, where they all just became ultra successful. A lot of meme coins just pumped out of this world, right? And then that sort of cooled off now. Solana kicked off the meme coin season with the Saga phone and, all the memes on Solana. And then, of course, all the other existing memes benefited from that as people then FOMO'd into memes on other platforms. Some of the memes on Avalanche, on Polygon, whatever, started pumping as well, right? So they did pretty well. A lot of those people, of course, took profits immediately, because that's what you do with memes. You don't hodl a meme. If it pumps, you take your money and run, right? And put it into something more solid, like Bitcoin, XRP, or your favorite token that's got fundamentals and has actually got utility. By the way, it's looking amazing in this park. Autumn colors are here. It looks absolutely stunning. Anyhow, so the problem now is, yes, we've had the rate cuts as expected. We saw a little bit of a response from Bitcoin and the others. October, in terms of events, is actually quite quiet. We've had the cuts from Powell. There's expectation of more cuts coming, of course. And if they were to happen, that would definitely boost the prices of things. But we have a quiet month where we have no real catalyst. And what's going to happen then in that scenario is that we get a flat line, sideways consolidation. It only takes one bit of bad news, one bit of FUD to cause the price to go down. And with no catalyst to bring it back up, we might still see that big washout that people said was going to happen, that I suspected might happen. Not that it's going to take the direction back downwards. I think the bull market is here and we're going up eventually, obviously. And I think we've begun the ride up. But I suspect that we might still get one juicy washout episode where all the longs that are now in the system, the 100x longs, get washed out and liquidated, which is why I've taken out all my excessive longs. I've got only like a 5x one on there at the moment, which, you know, even that I'm a little bit worried about. But again, I only use tiny amounts that, you know, won't hurt me if I were to lose, right? I hardly ever lose, by the way, which is quite interesting because I pay close attention and I'm not too greedy. Once I make the move and I achieve my targets, boom, I am out. Anywho, talking about catalysts and side movement and consolidation, XRP. With XRP, things are looking good. Bit slow in some people's view, but I think that we're doing well. The fundamentals are marching on. We're hearing from the CEOs that we need to be hearing from. You know, they continue to make deals with who they're supposed to be making deals with, and we continue to huddle, right? Only time will tell. Personally, I'm setting my eyes on 2025 when the real fireworks are going to start. Because I've seen 2 of these already, I'm not really in a hurry. I won't be surprised when it happens. Well, I take that back. Not that I'm not surprised. I'm always still impressed. Like, even though I've seen it happen before, I still harbor a little bit of a doubt. Can it really happen again like it's happened in the past? I mean, that's how I felt before Bitcoin smashed through the 20K all-time high 2 cycles ago and went all the way to nearly 70K, doing over nearly a 4x of its previous all-time. So that always is a thing, the slight doubt, right? Because even though I can see the data, I can see the history, you know, history doesn't always repeat itself, as they say, a cliche now, but it tends to rhyme. But does it always rhyme? Who knows, man? Because it has already sort of deviated from his rhyme this year by, you know, BTC reaching that all-time high that early. But again, we know why. So while that makes you kind of doubt that, you know, something might be different this time, it's also kind of super bullish to think that perhaps that little sort of all-time high that it reached earlier this year is going to be the base of the parabolic pump that's going to happen next year, which is just, I can't even think what's going to happen to altcoins or XRP when that does happen. I mean, if Bitcoin pumps in a way that makes the graph look like it should look, given the all-time high that we saw earlier this year and forms like the base of the curve, man, we are going to see some ridiculous prices in the altcoin season. I mean, man, I don't even want to, it's hard to think about what Solana is going to do, XRP, or the meme coins, right? Talking of meme coins and small caps and tiny caps, I have got a microscopic cap called stakelayer, which is still sort of staked and earning 110% APY at the moment. That's just insane. Now, obviously, they haven't distributed the tokens yet, but we're now in Q4, which starts tomorrow. And Q4 is when they said that they were going to distribute the tokens. I don't see myself as owning those tokens already, because who knows, it might be a rug pull, right? And if it's a rug pull, personally, it doesn't matter because, first of all, the $200 that I put into it were provided by either an agency or the company themselves. I don't know who it is that provided the money, but it was provided to me to do a review of it, which I did. And then, since then, I've referred people to the program or to the pre-sale, and obviously no financial advice, do your own research. I have had affiliate income from that, which is way more than $200. So I'm already in profit. So the $200 has earned me a 3x in like profit, but I still own the $200 original investment, which has now done an 8x. You know, when they distribute the tokens, obviously everyone's going to dump because like 8x, 9x, I mean, that's crazy returns, right? Especially if someone put in thousands in, right? But when people stop dumping and it coincides with the giant run that's coming, right? Because the stake layer has to do with restaking Bitcoin. And it's got some other tokens on there now, Sui, I think, and Ton. So it's working with, don't take my word for it, have a look yourself. Obviously do your own research and stuff. I might be slightly wrong in the actual tokens that I've mentioned, right? But the thing is, those other tokens are now involved as well. So other tokens are also going to join. And when this happens, right, and people get into the greedy phase, which they always do on these bull runs, when the greedy phase happens, bro, you're going to see just idiotic bumps, right? And I can only wonder, like, how far this stake layer is going to go when it does happen. It's one of the things that I'm sort of mildly optimistic about. This one stake layer could completely blow out my entire portfolio and outperform absolutely everything, you know? Who's to say it's not going to do a 1 million X like some of these weird tokens did in the past? You never know. If you're interested in it, I mean, it's already done a 5, 6, 7x since the beginning of the pre-sale. We're probably now nearing the end of the pre-sale. So there's probably just like, I don't know, 100x left in the token. If you got it when I got it, probably got 1000x maybe. Some people that got it before me, a 10,000x, maybe a million X, who knows? But I'm happy with a 1000x if it were to happen. If you're into that, I've left a link in the description. No financial advice, your own research. Also could be a complete rock pool, so take that with a pinch of salt or whatever. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. It's starting to rain.